Welcome to the roads we've traveled, episode 16. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone is doing well and staying cool because, man, it is hot as fuck outside right now. I just went grocery shopping and thought I was going to die. We got a great guest today, one of my longtime friends from the music scene. He helped me out with my charity show back in the day, which we'll probably talk about a little bit here. Former drummer of Fear the Masses and one hell of a graphic designer, Mr. Mike Castro. Mike, how are you, buddy?
Good. How's everyone doing? I'm glad to finally make it on here after a lot of wet farts of missing the schedule and everything else.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I do apologize to my viewers that are watching on Facebook right now. I don't have my green screen up because, honestly, you can't crop the video on Zoom. So you could see, like, little crevices of, like, where my green screen ends and, like, where it begins. So it just looks stupid. I'm just going to use that for my streaming from now on. But anyway. So how you been, man? How's life during the pandemic for you?
Good. I mean, like, as good, I guess, as it could possibly be right now. I'm one of the few lucky ones that are still gainfully employed at a new job. I started like a month before the pandemic hit. So, like, as well as I could be. And, just hanging in there. I think the same thing everyone else has been trying to not lose their minds every freaking day.
Yeah. What's the new job like? How's it going?
It's crazy. I work in the supplements industry now. So like vitamins and all that other kind of stuff. So like I started back in December and it's like a new career completely. Like you said, like I was a graphic artist and now I'm in marketing, which is like, I guess, the bane of all evil of graphic design. Because I remember growing up, I'm never going to be in marketing. And then like I grew up and it turned out into marketing. So we'll just not tell 20-year-old Michael that I'm a marketer now. But
I mean, do you like it?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's actually really good. It's a completely different place. And, it's nice to finally like have a seat at the table. I know, it's a desk job, but it's a desk job where it's not soul sucking, which I worked at when I was in my 20s. So I lucked out, and like this industry is one of the few industries that like has, I hate to say it, like we've boomed because of the pandemic, because now everyone's buying like all their vitamins and like all the immune supplements and all that other stuff. So like anyone they can treat things holistically. It's been nuts. But it's been like a crash course because I've never been in an executive level like it's a promotion to like a director position and a career change. So I started in this job and then the pandemic hit. And then so like everything that I could possibly know has just been thrown out the door. So it's been like trial by fire for like the last 7 months.
Well, it sounds like you're doing all right though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm still there. I haven't been fired yet. So
well, that's always a
small
plus.
Things. Yeah. It's really the small things, I guess.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
We've known each other a long time since the days of Fear the Masses, when we were still playing with them, and we played a lot of shows together and stuff.
Yeah, but it's been 10 years.
I know.
It's almost coming up on like our 10th year anniversary of like just knowing each other.
I don't know exactly when we met, but like I know, like I think when I talked to Josh, I talked to him at the Webster that night. I forget what show we were playing, but I was just like blown away by you guys. And I was like, yo, you guys are fucking awesome. Like we should do shows and stuff like that. So, and you guys are just a bunch of great dudes, like to this day, like I still talk to Josh and Doug and you and, a bunch of us play games online now. I usually get my ass kicked by Josh or, Doug will play some Jackbox with me on my stream. So
yeah, I missed the hell out of those guys. Like it was like that we were a family, like me, Doug, Josh, and Chris, who was our first bassist. But like, yeah, it struck me like it was basically a blind date the way I met those guys. Like it was the Tinder for bands. Like it was, what was it? band meet or like MX bands.
Oh, band mix.
Band mix. That's it. MX tabs. That's what I'm confusing on. But yeah, like it was on there, and it was February 2011, and I was like, I want to join a band again. I remember that, and like they had an opening. I was like, hey, can I come and join you guys? And then like it was like a Tuesday, and then Thursday they were playing their first show at a bar. I don't remember what bar it was, but like so like it was. I had one practice with them, and then we played our first show, and then like we all instantly became like close friends. It was incredible.
How did you do for your first show?
We weren't booed. So, and I literally had the dust off of my drums. It was that long since I played. And basically the way we did it is because I even now, like when I left, oh my God, it's been like 7 years now.
Has it been that long?
God, was it 2015 maybe?
Maybe, because I mean, like, it doesn't feel like John's been their drummer that long, but he has, like, and they got a new record coming out now.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the music video they're coming out with, the new track, which is, I remember that was one of the songs they were writing right when I left. It was like, it was one of the last songs I ever played on, and it was Bacon Fest 2 was my last show.
Okay.
Yeah, I still remember that. It was Bacon Fest 2, and then I played with them I had to fill in for their drummer, but yeah, it's been a long time since I left. But like that first show, the way we did it is like, because I was terrible. Like it took me forever to remember I still don't know a single lyric. But like Doug would look at me and like I just needed to know if I need to play loud or quiet. So he would look at me and like crouch down, and I would be like, okay, I'll be quiet now. Or like he'll like stand up and like jump up to me to be loud. So like
that was a good cues.
Yeah, it works. It was also the first time I met Josh. And they're like, oh man, you got to get, because I only played with the two of them. It was just Doug and Chris for the practice. And they're talking about, oh, you're going to love Josh, but don't get him talking about politics. Don't get him going. Because look at like, they just built like this larger than life, like personality about him and everything else. And then I show up and he was literally larger than life and a giant personality. I think a dude got arrested at that show for like skipping parole. I just remember that.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. It was like my first time back into the metal scene since high school. And like a dude, like in one of the other bands, like their guitarist or some shit, like a parole officer showed up throwing a cop car. So they let him finish the set and then they took him off.
Well, at least they let him finish, you know what I mean? But that must have been awkward. Like, oh, okay. Back in the scene. Here we go. You know?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
But what was growing up like for you? I don't think we, like I said, we've known each other for like 10 years, but I really don't know like a lot about you.
Yeah.
What was growing up like?
Yeah, I'm an enigma. My fucking child was boring as hell. Like I grew up in the freaking suburbs of Seymour, Connecticut, right outside of Oxford. Went to Catholic school my whole life. So yeah, that was.
I know how that is. I was in Catholic school for middle school. So yeah.
Yeah. Like I went to elementary schools, Catholic school, and then I went to Notre Dame, West Haven, old guys school, which incidentally was really cool. At least at the time I went to, not having the distraction of girls or whatever, but it was like a big fucking frat for 4 years, that was cool. But yeah, like I grew up, I was the freaking nerdy kid, the sole musician of my family. So like, if you want to know how I got into music, like I was a band nerd way back. I went to band camp for fucking 5 years too.
Were you at the butt end of those jokes like this one time at band camp?
Oh yeah, but this dude, everything she said, like I was dying. Everything she says in that fucking movie is so true, including the flute. Like it's like fucking Stage Crew. You put a bunch of horny fucking nerds in one place together for long enough, it's worse than Jocks.
What was that spinoff one where it actually took place at band camp? And,
I think it was called band camp.
Was it called band camp? And the dude got his dick stuck in the clarinet or something. Yeah. Like I was like, oh my God, like
it's a mess. Like, but yeah, like a hardcore nerd growing up. That's like I think you and I had probably like in similar interests in like culture. Like if we knew each other in high school, we probably would have been like.
Well, what were some of your interests in pop culture and stuff?
Well, like heavy into video games. I was a huge RPG nerd, like for video games and shit like that. So like all the Final Fantasies and
I
even
just
like,
finished Final Fantasy Parts 7, the remake on PS4.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's only part 1 though.
yeah. I've been following that for a while. How was it? Did you like it? I
Oh,
heard some
it's
pretty like
you know what?
reviews.
So like I never played the original because I didn't own a PlayStation back in the
Mm-hmm.
day. So I had a PS2, but I still never picked it up. But I did play Final Fantasy X, which I know is a completely different Final Fantasy
Yeah,
game. But I did love that one. So I was always curious about Final Fantasy VII because everyone raved and reviewed about it. So when I saw the remake was coming out, I was like, you know, like let me try it out, let me see how it is, and like
mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to part 2. But now that with the pandemic, it's on hold right now. But I missed a lot of the side quests during my first run through. I might play through it again, but
yeah.
it took me like 26 hours to finish the first part,
Oh
um,
wow.
and that's just minus like all the extra like side quests and stuff. So. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are saying it's actually like 40 hours for like the
Holy
first part. Yeah,
crap,
yeah.
that's
But
insane.
it's
Which is
beautiful. It's beautiful.
yeah,
Like the
it
whole
looked
game is.
awesome.
Yeah. Like
Which is insane. Like that game covers basically 2 hours of the first game. Like
that's
in
so
Final Fantasy VII.
crazy.
Like I don't know if we can talk about spoilers, but I
Oh,
mean
the
everyone
game's
knows.
been
If
out for a
it,
while now.
yeah, yeah. But like you leave Midgar like within 2 hours in the first game.
Really, because it took me
Yeah.
26 hours to leave
Yeah,
Midgard.
exactly. Like that's how much they added into that. Like in like the battle with the scorpion at the beginning, because I watched everyone play the fucking demo. Like that was, it's like the equivalent of like that scorpion, guard scorpion battle compared to the first one is like when you were a kid and you had like two transformers and just like bashing them together, but in your head it's the most epic thing you can say. It's like that, like this to the Transformers movies, and that's what it was. Like it was just turn based, and the guard scorpion is like, rah, 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 and then like
Yeah.
that epic like battle in the first one. Like, holy shit, that is so cool.
You know what? Like everyone, a lot of people were kind of upset that it wasn't really turn based anymore for this game, and I
Yeah.
didn't mind at all because like that shit drove me nuts for
Mm-hmm.
like turn. Like I don't mind turn based, but like just to be able to get in there and say, okay, I'm just gonna fucking slash away and just do magic and shit and like get through it. Like that's what I liked about this game a lot. So
Yeah.
um, but yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Like Doug was actually watching the last part of it too, and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Holy fuck! Like this boss battle is like seizure inducing." Like,
Yeah.
but no,
Oh
it's
god, yeah.
definitely good. You guys should check it out. Twitch.tv/JRBuckleGaming. You can catch the end. Had no idea it was the end of part 1. Like, oh hey, look, credits. I guess I beat it. But
Hey, hooray.
but anyway, so you're a big nerd, video games and stuff like that. Like, what else?
Yeah. Like art. I was a big Disney kid growing up, like all the cartoons. So like I wanted to be a cartoonist when I grew up. I wanted to be an artist. I went to art school, or like outside art classes. I was lucky enough for my parents saw that like I love drawing, so they actually had me take like art classes outside of school for a number of years. Like I remember that, and like all the different movies coming out. Like I loved film, but like learning about film,
Hmm.
like the behind the scenes stuff, like all the different trivia I can like get. And when we were kids, there was none of that, so I was like all hearsay that you can get. So like when DVDs came out and had like all the behind the feature stuff, I was like eating all that up. It was awesome.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. And the typical stuff like books, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Star Wars, like all that you can get and eat up.
Did you get picked on a lot for your interest in that?
Oh hell yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Not so much high school, but like at my elementary school up until 8th grade, because my elementary school went from K to 8. So oh yeah, all the time, like constantly picked on.
How'd you deal with it?
I compartmentalized and I got angry, and then I barricaded myself in my room once, so I didn't have to go to school when I was in 4th grade. But yeah, it sucked, but it's like that badge of honor. But that's also that badge of honor I wish that no one else would have to deal with, And going into a Catholic school, like I didn't play D&D in school. That was all outside because you can't really. Like I grew up playing D&D. Like if you check out my like everything, like my father got me into that, like Magic the Gathering. Like when that came out, we started playing that during lunchtime, and like a bunch of us got detention for it because it's satanic, you know. So, yeah, you know, that shit kind of sucked. But I was lucky enough, like when I went to high school, um, where there was enough of us that were all in similar interests that we could do our own things. Like I was never really picked on. I got lucky in the school that I went to that we never really got picked on for doing the things we liked doing in there. Because and the only people who were like that, like no one in that school were like, they were the bullies that would pick on you for doing shit like that. But no one liked them. They were the assholes of the school. So I got lucky in high school for that kind of thing.
That's good. I wasn't so lucky myself, but
yeah,
you know, it is what it is.
yeah, yeah. Elementary school was when I was like getting beat up, and you know, we didn't have lockers, so I'd be shoved into walls, and just, you know, rumors and everything else. Like that's
kids are fucking terrible, man.
Yeah,
like,
kids suck.
Yeah.
Let's go throw rocks at 8th graders.
Oh, that sucks, man. I'm sorry.
Nah. I'm 34 now, so I'm over it.
Did you have any problems at home or anything like that? Like, were, you know, family life good, stuff like that?
Oh yeah, I consider myself lucky. Like, my parents were always like into what I wanted to do, and you know, they also, you know, were, you know, making sure, like, I didn't want to go do sports for like, you're fucking doing sports. You know, I would sit out home and play video games all day, which I enjoyed. But yeah, they've always been understanding and supportive of everything I want to do. I got real lucky with my parents, especially like my dad was a nerd growing up too, so I inherited a lot of his interests on top of that, and he would like teach me all that other stuff. I got D&D because of him. He bought me my first box when I was a kid. And all that kind of stuff. So I got really lucky.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I never got into D&D. I've always been curious myself, but you know,
I will gladly get you into D&D. I will fucking DM a game on the stream for you.
I've been kind of curious because like I know there's a lot of like tabletop simulators like online right now, and I was talking about it with Doug, I think, and a few other people about doing some tabletop, maybe doing that on stream or something like that. Maybe we could figure something out one of these days.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down. I love D&D. I love getting new people into it. I hate people who are like gatekeeping it or like, no, you're not playing real D&D or anything. I will streamline it, make it easy. It's all about, if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right.
All right.
And you can do it for free. Like all the rules, all the character sheets, there's free things online to start for free.
No, it's not. It's always piqued my interest. It's just, you know, finding the right group of people and finding the time too. You know what I mean?
That's the big thing.
I did enjoy Josh and Chris's podcast for a while, and I'm sad it stopped. But they had their D&D podcast that they were world building and stuff. What was the name of it? It was.
Oh God. Was it I know he was Madness of Mind for a while.
Oh man, that's gonna bother me. But it's on iTunes. I think there's like 7 or 8 episodes of it. I'll leave a link in the description below for you guys to check it out. But it was basically like they were doing world building on like superheroes and villains and stuff like that. And eventually they were gonna play an actual D&D game. And I think Chris got super busy with work, and it just stopped. So I was like, that sucks. Like I was really enjoying it, but
if there's a kid who knows world building, it's Chris. Oh my God, I played with him. I don't know. It was 20 years ago. And
Source Material. That was the name of it. That was the name of it because I fucking did an image for them. That's right. Now I remember.
There you go.
Source Material. Check it out.
Yeah, like Chris, like he can teach a master class in world building. He would write fucking novels for us in D&D. I'm like, I just want to hit stuff with a stick. But like, he's an incredible DM and world builder.
He's a great voice actor too.
Yeah, I love his voice. He had a voice built for. He did a couple voices for us on our second album when I was still with Fear of the Masses too, which is pretty cool.
He was also in a Lord of the Rings game. I found out too. He played like an orc or something.
No shit.
Yeah, like a small like role or something like that. I was like, oh, good shit, man. That's pretty fucking dope.
That's awesome.
So, you know, talking about growing up and everything and, you know, getting picked on and everything, do you suffer from any kind of mental illness or anything?
Oh, damn. Yeah. All right. We'll just dive into it. I've been pretty open about it. So
we've had discussions too. I remember at your Christmas party that one year, you and I were kind of very vocal about depression.
Oh yeah. Yeah, growing up, like going back, like serious depression, very bad anxiety. You know, I can look, you know, as a kid, I can see where it showed up. I didn't really know how to do it, but like, but yeah, now I've been lucky where I had some people in my life to like really point it out in my early 20s. So I was able to able to get into therapy and back into therapy to real deal with it. But like, not only that, yeah, like to normalize it, I was diagnosed last year with bipolar 2. So like, which the differences between, because I'll, in case anyone listens to it, there is a difference between 1 and 2, and it's not like a level up system. The way it works, like bipolar 1 is someone that has those super highs, like they want to run for president, you know, like someone that, you know, like fucking Kanye, he was diagnosed with bipolar 1, and like that kind of level is like that super high level, but also you get those super hard dips down low, that crash where you just are super like deep in depression. And like bipolar 2 is a version of that where the mania, as it's called, isn't so high, but you get like these great ideas, but they're not like I invented the question mark kind of highs, but like
Yeah.
they give you a bunch of motivation to do stuff and you have all these crazy ideas, and they might not be something that is super realistic, you know, you make these big promises, and then after that you hit it, you tank, super deep depression. So it's really easy. In my life, I was diagnosed with major depression for the longest time, because that's, you know, the thing that people concentrate on. Like, you know, that's an issue if you're saying, like if you're not showering for a week and it's hard to just get up and make yourself a bowl of cereal, you know, in the fetal position, depending on what's going on in life, like that is what people focus on, but not so much the mania side of it. And mania is kind of a misnomer. People think mania like you're manic, but like for me, it would be like I'd be at my old job and be like, I'm going to create the director of marketing position, and I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do all this, and I'm going to get that going. I was like, that's a great idea. Like, that's awesome. And then like, I'll do all this work, and then suddenly it's just like, but wait, it's not really that much of a good idea, because that's not what my purview is. And so I'll be riding high and I'll feel great for like a few days, and then just boom, tank. And I'll just feel like in just a complete funk for a few days. So
I didn't know all that about bipolar. I mean, like I've definitely
yeah,
felt similar in ways like that myself. So I mean, that's definitely kind of an eye opener too. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know if I'm bipolar in any way, but I mean, like I've definitely had those highs and then immediately crashed. Like, you know, for instance, like a couple days ago, I was feeling really great, you know, about life and staying motivated and working out and everything. You know, and I'm trying to keep up as best I can, but you know, and then I just get into these weird funks out of nowhere. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Where I'm just like over analyzing my life and just like, why you know, why am I so lonely? Why do I feel this way? Blah blah blah. And I'm just like, why am I like this? Like I was perfectly fine yesterday. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I don't know, you know, but
Yeah, and it was something that I can't remember where the hell I read it. It was like 2 years ago I read it, and I was like, I'm gonna, you know, I'm just gonna keep in stock of all this. And then I did the next smart thing was to find a psychiatrist, because I've been on for depression. I've been on Lexapro for like since like 2012 to deal with my depression, because my lows were so low. And you know, at that time, like it was my fiance and I broke up like a month before our wedding, and then like I lost my job a week later, so like those lows are super low. But that year before all this, I started going back into therapy. I got a psychiatrist, and we talked about it, and he put me on Lexapro, which is like like not a, I don't want to say it's a starter one, but it's a good one to start with, because it doesn't have like, it's not like a heavy drug that can really mess with you. And I found that helped. And if it wasn't for therapy and it wasn't for psychiatry and it wasn't getting that medicine, I would have a very different reaction. So like now I was on it and I started taking stock of, okay, I'm having these great highs and like these hard tanks for a long time. And I started taking it. I found a new psychiatrist and we started tracking it. And he's like, I think you might have this. And he put me on a low dose of lithium, which is, something that might have a bad connotation, but it helps. And if you have someone who cares, and you have to get blood tests done like every half a year to make sure that the lithium's not damaging my kidneys, but it's such a low dose. Like a high dose is, I think, like 1,200 milligrams. Yeah, a low dose is 200. Like that's how.
So it's equal to ibuprofen.
Like it's that kind of thing. It's that huge range down there. So, but like, yeah, that's the thing about bipolar. Like if anyone, you got to ask your doctor. Like if anyone's listening to this, I'm not an expert. I'm just telling you like my experience, but like, do some telehealth, write down some journals. And it doesn't even need to be a journal. Like if you got a calendar, put a happy face for a good day, a sad face for another day, anything to kind of, to make sure. Let me move closer to my mic. I got this fancy mic here. Maybe I could do some ASR.
You look like you're going down.
I'm sorry. But yeah, that's what's better. Going on with me. Yeah. All right, here we go. We fuck with this. There we go. I'll just be like,
no, that's
$300. Bob,
super loud. Yeah. Super loud now. All right. Just turn the gain up on it.
There we go. I got this new mic. It's actually my girlfriend's that I'm borrowing right now. There we go. Is that good? Probably should have tested levels.
It's still pretty low.
How about now?
That's a lot better.
Okay.
All right,
cool.
Yeah. So, definitely. Like what Mike said, like definitely, the journals, I should be doing that myself too. Like journals or calendars, like that's really great advice. For dealing with mental illness and stuff like that, and keeping track, and talk to your doctor, and talk to a therapist and stuff. We've been very avid about talking to therapists on the show. I've my experience, like I'll tell you, because I don't think I told you, but I've told my listeners before that 2018 and 2019 were not great for me at all mentally. It was actually right after my benefits show that we did, where I was talking with my ex, and I thought we were gonna like work things out, and then she did a complete 180 and started dating a friend of mine, who you and I both know, and then I'll tell you off air, but so she starts dating him, and then my relationship with my father wasn't going all that great. On top of that, he had a heart attack and didn't tell anybody. And then my siblings and I were kind of bickering, and to the point where like, I had to step in, and they were kind of taking advantage of my mother. I had to kind of step in and protect my mother, on top of dealing with their bullshit, my dad's bullshit, my ex's bullshit, work bullshit. Because I think I just got hired at this company shortly after that. So I was unemployed for a while up until that point. And then just a mix of everything. So I was at a really, really low point in my life where like I was just checked out emotionally, mentally. I didn't even realize how bad it was. And then one of my best friends, and this happened later on, but like I gave Scott and Jeannie a key to my apartment. And I told him, I was like, hey, this is just for emergencies, because I can't really trust anybody right now. In case anything ever happens to me, here's emergency contact info. Here's a key to my place, blah, blah, blah. And then I just started thinking about like typing up my a will or something. Like I started typing up a will on my computer. I started putting down emergency contacts on my fridge. And I realized, I was like, am I planning on killing myself? Because this feels like I am. And even when I gave my key to Scott and Jeannie, Scott was like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, why? You seem like you're off. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. And I kept lying to myself, telling myself that I was fine, and I really wasn't. So I looked up, some therapists and stuff. I got in to this place in town where I live, and I was in therapy twice a week for a year. And then about, like 8 months into therapy, my best friend committed suicide. So that was really, really bad. Like he was one of my best friends, because he was there after my ex-fiance and I broke up. He was there for me when if I got laid off or something, he would, give me a place to wash my clothes, or, he's just one of those guys that would hit me up, say, hey, come over. I got beer in the fridge, food's on the grill. Like, I wouldn't even ask for any of that. He would just say, come over. Like, I got food on the grill. You're more than welcome to have some. There's beer in the fridge. Let's just hang out, blah, blah. And then when I heard the news that he committed suicide, it was just absolutely fucking devastating to me. And it was hard. Like 2018 and 2019 were really hard for me.
Yeah.
And, without therapy and support of good friends, I don't know if I would still be here right now to do this podcast and explain to everybody that depression sucks, mental illness sucks, but you're not alone. You know what I mean? Like, if you can recognize that you need help and reach out, that's just taking the right step in the right direction. So, but yeah, like I totally agree with therapy and everything that you were saying before. And I might have to start doing that myself, like logging, stuff like that from when I do have bad days. But I feel more motivated now about where I want to go than I did years ago. Like right now, like I'm at a crossroad where I feel like, do I want to stay in Connecticut for the rest of my life, or do I want to leave? And right now is probably not the best time to leave with the whole pandemic. So I'm kind of looking at houses, you know what I mean? Because I want to get the hell out of my apartment. I'm outgrowing this apartment. But, I've kind of got a bug in me now to maybe buy a house for myself and get situated and stuff. But it also just sucks that I'm 33 and I'm still single. You know what I mean? Like, but I've been through so much heartache in my life and betrayal that it's like, I want to be loved, you know what I mean? And I want to love somebody back, but am I really able to trust somebody again after like giving like the last person I was with, I really thought I was going to wind up marrying and it just didn't work out. And it sucks. Like, and it's to this day, like 2 years later, I'm like, fuck, like, why is this person still stuck in my head sometimes? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I totally get that. And that's natural. You can't beat yourself up over the head about that,
Yeah.
I went through the same thing. I mean, and something I had to teach myself was like, life doesn't end. Like, I'm in my 30s. Oh no, life is over. Like, I know people who like well into their 50s didn't really meet someone. I'm not saying like that's the case, you need to wait that far, but I mean, yeah, I totally get that, because I remember being 33, which is only, I don't know how old I am, like 36, whatever.
I thought you said you were 34.
Am I 34? Shit, I'm 36 years old. Yeah, 1984. There you go. I'm in my 30s. I don't give a shit anymore. Who cares? But yeah, it was like, yeah, like I was single from 29 until last year when I was 35, when I met Beth. And like, I had the same issue, getting that girl out of your head and holding you back, and you're like, why is it still there?
Yeah. There was this great song that Disturbed put out on their last album that really hit me, and it was called Uninvited Guest. And it was just basically about moving on with your life, but then there's still this presence of a person in your head and in your heart that, whether it didn't work out or it was a betrayal or whatever like that, like, why is this person, this entity still haunting you, even though you've moved on with your life? And like the bridge itself is like, I don't want you around. Like, I just want you out. Stuff like that. So I was just like, fuck, when this song came out, I was like, God damn, this fucking band knows. Like, every goddamn time, goddamn time I'm going through something, I just land on the right fucking track and I'm just like, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. But.
Oh no, you're good. But yeah, like it was the same thing for me. Like, she was stuck in my head for the longest time, and like, I don't know what it was. And I know if I kept her in my head, I never would meet anyone else, and that happened. Like, I made some bad decisions with some other women that I dated over the last 7 years, and I could never commit because she was always in the back of my head, and it wasn't until I was able to get her out. But it wasn't like, I found that it wasn't so much getting her out, but just like accepting who they were in my life, and they're still there. And like, I just sat there and said, yeah, I'm always going to care about this person. But it doesn't mean I can't care about anyone else. And I mean, that took me a long fucking time to get there. I'm not saying that shit was easy. And like, and another part is a thing I did, because these freaking ads start hitting me up. I was like, I'm going to start trying meditating. I was like, screw it. Like, my therapist always told me to try it and everything else. And like, I found an app online, which makes it stupid easy. There's like two. There's Calm, and I use Headspace or whatever. And like,
I've heard about Calm.
Yeah, they're both guided, and like I don't know how what like you feel about it, or what you've heard. Like, and I need to learn this about meditation. Like, everything I was taught as a meditation, it's like you need to sit there for an hour, saying some mantra, and not think about anything.
Yeah,
like, you need to keep your fucking brain shut. Like it's totally not that until I started learning, like, my therapist started telling me about it, and she's like, that's not what it is. Like, you don't need to be there for an hour. Meditate for a minute. It's all you need. It's like, if you're sedentary, you're not going to run a 5K. You're going to fucking go for a walk, like a 15-minute walk every day or every other day or whatever. It's the same thing with that. Like, and thoughts are going to come into your head, and that's fine. And it's just the idea of just like sitting there and just like, and like concentrating on your breath. When they say concentrate on your breath, like literally sit there. I will count my breath to make sure that all I am really concentrating on is my body, or like what is in me or whatever. It sounds really woo woo, or as my girlfriend calls it, but like,
I like that woo woo.
Yeah, it's her term, because she's like super into all that. Like, she can meditate for hours. I'm like, I'm gonna go play video games. Okay, bye. But like, I'm sitting there and I'm like concentrating, and my mind starts wandering, and it could be a wandering of like, man, what's gonna happen to that last level of that video game? You just sit there and that comes up, you're like, oh, I'm thinking about that. All right, that's cool. All right, I'm just gonna move back over here. So like, it was kind of like the same thing. You accept that it's like mindfulness and everything else. And I am not an expert in this whatsoever, but at least it's not something that I'm telling you how to treat cancer. But it's just like, hey, my ex was part of my life, and I don't know if you've ever met her. Like, she came to a few of our shows, possibly.
I might have.
We were together during Fear the Masses, but
okay.
She's out in Portland now, but
oh, okay.
Like, we were still talking, which was not a good idea, because that's definitely not going to get her out of my head and everything else. Yeah. But like, it was after she left and moved out, and I didn't see her that much anymore, where I was like, all right, she's part of my life. I need to stop thinking that we're getting back together, because I didn't think that, but subconsciously I wanted that to happen regardless. And that's what kept me back. Like, she's always there. Like, I don't want to commit to this girl in case this other thing happens.
Yeah.
But like, I had to accept, like, that's not a thing, and it's not really what I wanted anyways. And now I don't want that whatsoever. And it wasn't until I accepted that when I was like, all right, now I'm going to maybe try a dating app, maybe try something else like that. Just kind of like accepting that they're part of my body, part of my heart, and then just kind of breathe through it. But that took me fucking years. So I'm not like saying it was like, I fucking did that shit in 6 months, knocked it out. It was like, it's not like you cranked one out and your mind changed or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm on dating sites, but like, honestly, it's like, I get a couple hits here and there, but like, I can't imagine dating right now during all this fucking craziness.
Oh God,
it's besides Zoom, like, I don't understand how it would happen. But
yeah,
I mean, like, it's probably a good time to like just focus on myself more. But I mean, it's been like 2 years now. Granted, yeah, this person's still stuck in my head, but like a very, very small part of my head, where I don't think about them every day. It's just every once in a great while they'll come up, and then I'm like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But then like I move on and whatever. But it's also like I'm on these dating sites, trying to get myself back out there. You know what I mean? Seeing if there's any potential whatsoever. And who knows, maybe if there is someone that piques my interest and we hit it off, great. You know what I mean? That would be a big help to push this small piece of my brain out. You know what I mean? Like, to get fully out. But I'm fucking striking out, dude, man. Like, I had this one conversation with this girl who will remain anonymous. But we don't talk anymore.
We know who you are, Cassandra.
Nah.
I would suck if that was actually her.
This is how bad like online dating has gotten. Like, you know, we struck up a conversation. You know, she was kind of coming off kind of strong, and I was like, whoa, you got to push the brakes here a little bit. Like, I don't know you. You know what I mean? Like, but then like a day later, she's already talking about like, you know, what are you looking for in a relationship? Like, where do you see yourself in like the next few years? And I'm like, well, you know, I'd like to have a house. You know, I'd like to settle down. I'm not sure if I'm ready for kids or ready to fully jump into marriage or anything. And she's like, what the fuck do you mean? You know, like, and I'm like, well, I'm trying to tell you, you know, and you're just harshly judging me, you know. And she's like, well, if you're going to constantly be like thinking about your past affecting your future, like, then how is it going to work for you with anybody else? And I'm like, first of all, I like I explained to her, I was like, I was engaged like over 10 years ago. I had a house with somebody. I was cheated on, and we lost the house, and it went to foreclosure. My credit was completely shot for a number of years. So, and then on top of that, I was crippled with my back injury. So it's, you know, physically, mentally, financially, I was done. And it took years to rebuild back up. So I have all that in the back of my mind. You know what I mean? Because like I went down that road already once. And then two, my previous relationship from a few years ago, where I was head over heels, like fully like in love with this person, and like never in my life have I ever felt that way before about anybody, even the person I thought I was going to marry. And then that didn't work out. And to have that in the back of your mind too, where you're like, am I going to be able to trust? Am I going to be able to open myself up to the potential of finding that one person again? I don't know. Like, am I even worthy of it? You know, I mean, I'm a good guy. I deserve happiness just as much as everybody else. Like, why can't I get that? You know what I mean? And then trying to explain to this person that I was chatting with, like, all the shit I've been through. And she's like, trying to like one up me. She's like, well, I was in an abusive relationship, you know, like I was homeless. I was this, that, and I'm like, and I'm sorry that happened to you, but you're also 29 and I'm 33. And maybe we're on two different pages in life right now, but I'm not ready to talk about marriage or talk about kids or anything like that, because I want to make sure I'm with the right person before I even remotely think about that, you know? And that was something that she didn't understand. And she's like, well, I don't think this is going to work. And I'm like, well, I don't think it's going to work out either. So, hey, take care of yourself. Bye. So, but just right off the gun, like a day after talking, I was like
damn,
I don't even know you. You know what I mean? Like, and you're already talking about this stuff. Like, I good luck, you know, in the dating world. She's like, oh, guys in their 30s, they don't know what they want. And I'm like, we do. But I don't know. It's just so fucked up. Like, dating is so fucked up these days, man. Like, I don't get it. Yeah. And, you know, and a lot of my friends, you know, are happy and married, have families and everything. And I'm, you know, I'm happy for them too. But, you know, people like myself haven't been lucky enough to find that, you know, and it's nothing I can do about it, you know? Yeah. So. I mean, I don't know if you have anything to input on it or anything, or.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's obviously wanting something different in her life, so
yeah, and that's fine.
Regardless of that, it was like at a point for me, it stopped being like, all right, I need to find that person. I was like, all right, I left Fear the Masses, you know, because I wanted to concentrate on myself. And do I miss it? Absolutely. I fucking miss the stage. I miss playing with the guys. I don't say I regret it, but I do miss it, you know. But I was able to, because I started a new job, a new career, and I was like, I need to concentrate on this. And, you know, like, I'm hearing things from you like you want to do. You want to get out of the apartment, move into a house. Like, fucking hell yeah, do that shit.
I want to also put out a record before I'm 40, but, you know, I got goals.
Hey, we got Zoom. Let's put out a goddamn record, you know. But, like, it was, you know, for me, it was like, I needed to try and find what made me happy. And it also made me fucking sad not being able to find someone, you know, like, you know, not being all the romantic side of dating and everything else. But damn, dating is fucking hard now.
Really
especially
is.
when you get older, because there's like, it's you don't have that giant friend group you did when you're in your early 20s and or in college. You're literally with people you can, so it's like date someone at work or, and then the dating apps. Oh my God. Those are fucking brutal, as you know.
I do better in public, man. Like
Yeah.
if I'm out at a bar or something, and I got a couple, I don't want to say a couple drinks, but I mean,
No,
at least enough to,
up.
loosen up. You got a little bit more courage in you, because I'm really an introvert and a shy person. But I do all right when I'm out and about. But like, not even be able to have that right now is really discouraging. But I mean, trying to find happiness with myself right now is like the main key factor, whether it's like getting back in shape, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying I got a total gym at home, I go for hikes, I go for runs now and everything. My knees are fucking shot from the shit. Like it sucks, but like I'm trying, and it's, to a point where like I can actually look at myself in the mirror and not be ashamed of what I look like anymore, because like it's like that episode of Scrubs where it was Dr. Cox and Turk. I don't know if you ever watched that show. When they were working out
that show religiously.
like how do you keep up with your fitness, Dr. Cox? He's like, easy. I just look at myself in the mirror every day and I hate what I see. And I'm like, that's so damn
down
true.
to one mantra: I hate my body. All right.
That's not healthy mentality. It's really not. And I'm not encouraging my listeners to go with that. But I mean, it's kind of true, because like I got to a point where I was looking at myself in the mirror. I'm like, fuck. You got to do something, man. Like that gut's got to go now. You know what I mean? And I'm happy to say I'm down almost 10 pounds already.
Hell yeah. I mean, you have success. This podcast is fucking awesome.
Thanks, man.
I enjoy watching your streams whenever I'm still awake. You're killing it. That fucking lyric video you made.
For Rubicon?
Yeah, for Rubicon. Was that a month ago? That was sick.
Thanks, dude. That was a pain in the ass, but it was.
I bet it was, but it looked fucking good. Like, those are successes, man. I be proud of those. Like,
I am proud.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's, the whole plague doctor thing was like last minute, and I'm glad I went with that, because I was trying to do like the flipping around lyrics thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't working out, and then even Scott was like, yeah, we're not feeling it. I'm like, all right, let me try it this way and make it simpler. And then I did it that way, and then Scott and Jeannie were like, oh yeah, that's it. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm busting my ass off trying to like get somewhere and just be happy with myself. And I see what you're doing too, man. Like, you and the girlfriend, your garden looks awesome, dude. Like I see all the photos you post and everything. Like, yeah, you got anything sprucing up yet, or is it still early stages?
Beth and I have been able. She's got a huge green thumb. Like I've always had it, but I never had a real chance. And one of the reasons we moved in here is because
you guys have your own place.
We're living in a house. Our landlord shares it with us. Dude's like in his late 20s or something. He built that garden out back.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, so we're like, can we use it? He's like, you put anything in there, it's fine as long as you make it grow. I'm like, hell yeah. So like a couple months ago, we were able to harvest some like kale and collard greens and Swiss chard and red onions. We've got these crazy tomatoes like on our deck. They're a yellow gold. They're like these little yellow like cherry tomatoes, but they're sun golds.
Yeah.
They're so freaking good. I got corn going. Oh, you saw those photos?
I did see you. You're like standing next to him, like, I got corn, everybody. I was like,
she was shaking her head so much. I'm like, I am growing corn. I'm going to be home. I don't care. So like, I didn't go from seed. I bought like these little seedlings that are like, they were like this tall. They're maybe like 4 inches tall. And now outside, they are legit 4.5 feet tall.
Holy shit.
And they're still growing. I should not have put them in a raised planter that's 2 feet off the ground, because I'm legit going to need a step ladder to get the goddamn corn off there.
Is it too late to like transfer them?
Oh no. Yeah. Way too late. They're like the roots are like so deep into the ground right now to keep that stalk up. It's insane.
Oh my God.
I got a couple of giant pumpkins. Like I'm growing these pumpkins that should get about 3 to 4 feet wide.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I got plans someday when I get a house. I want to put like a pond in the back. like just something peaceful. I don't know if I want to put fish in, but I've been watching a lot of like DIY videos on how to like make your own pond and stuff like that. Just, before I go to bed at night, just to like get some ideas and shit. So like stuff like that is like, I really want a house. I want to do this kind of shit and just have my own Zen part, like
a little plug for that kind of stuff. Do you get if you have Amazon Prime, there's a British show on there called Love Your Garden. And it's all about the first 3 episodes are like they go to some rich people's house and like do all this garden as in like their backyard, because that's what I guess they call their backyards in England. It's a garden, the garden. But they make it all fancy, add this other stuff. But then like after 3 episodes, they completely pivot to going to, it's like a queer eye thing now, where they go to someone's house who like they volunteer all the time. They have 2 kids with Down syndrome, and like their husband is a war hero and he's missing a leg, and their garden is shit. So they go in there and like redo the whole garden in the back.
So it's basically like a lot of those HGTV fucking shows now. Like, oh, we got the husband's basketball coach, wife's fucking school bus driver, and our budget is 1.3 billion or million or whatever.
Luckily, no. This one is like pure donation. So like they get nominated and they don't know they're coming. So they go in there to like fix their garden, to give them a place, like they earned it and stuff. And the work they do there is friggin' beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like it's a feel good show. Like,
what was the name of it?
It's Love Your Garden on Amazon Prime.
I have Amazon Prime. I'm gonna have to check that out. Maybe I'll get some ideas.
It's totally binge worthy. Like we'll sit down and like we're feeling like shit during the day, and like so we'll just watch that. It's nice. So nice. It's so cool.
Nice, very nice. How did you meet your girlfriend?
So short version, we met on OkCupid. And
that's one website I'm on right now.
I found that between them all, like OkCupid was more for, they're generally older and generally aren't like a fling kind of thing. Like it's a little more serious than Tinder, but it's not like I want to get married tomorrow.
Yeah,
kind of thing. And like it was like, actually it was about a year ago, and it was like, all right, I think I need to let go of my ex after 7 years or 6 years or whatever it was. I'm going to meet someone. So I went on OkCupid and I took it serious for the first time ever, where I went on there and I'm going to send them a message. It's not going to be anything crazy, but it's going to be, whatever. And there were only a few people in there, and I saw Beth on there, and I'm like, she seems cool. All her photos of her like out in a garden or hanging out with goats, because like she used to work on a farm. And animals. So like she has stories like, oh, I don't wear pants anymore on a farm or shorts, because one time I got dragged by a cow and I cut up my legs. So I don't wear it anymore. And my family was like, wait, we're just going to gloss over the cow part. We're just going to go over there. But I was like, okay, she's cool. She seems really cool. She's so much more eloquent than I am. And like, she had a thing on there, like something that I do better than you or whatever, was like, if we watch Wayne's World, I'll quote every single line word from word. And I was like, that's cool. So I just commented on that saying like, it is one of my favorite films, and one of my favorite insults is when Garth tells, I can't remember his freaking name, but Benjamin's little buddy there, he goes, Benjamin is nobody's friend. If Benjamin were an ice cream flavor, he'd be pralines and dick. And that was my opening line to her. And like an hour later, she messaged me back. And then like we talked for like 2 weeks on OkCupid, because, or I got her number like after a day or two, and we just talked for like 2 weeks before we were able to finally go on a date. And our first date, actually, tomorrow is our 1 year anniversary.
Congrats!
Of our first date. Yeah, thanks. And
what are you doing?
If she's listening, I can't say shit.
Well, this episode's not going to come out for a few weeks, so I mean, you can.
Okay, I have no idea right now, so I'm gonna wing it. But we went out yesterday already to do some stuff. We have a ton of similar interests, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Went berry picking yesterday because I wanted to make some like jam and preserves and stuff, because I'm heavy into that kind of thing. Then we went by a couple of tag sales because we both like buying other people's shit. So we bought a ton of books there.
Nice.
But yeah, like, and last year, July 20th, I don't know if anyone remembers, was the hot, like, I'm not kidding, when it was the hottest day of the year. It was like 110 degrees outside. And like you would be outside and dying, and now it's fucking 110 degrees again. So out there So I was telling her, I'm like, can we just move our anniversary date to like November when it's snowing outside? It is too damn hot out. So yeah, we met on OkCupid, talked for 2 weeks, like hit it off on our first date. We were supposed to go to a fucking a bluegrass festival out in like Durham. I was like, fuck it, let's go do something ridiculous. But then since it was hotter than Satan's asshole out there, we went axe throwing instead.
Nice.
Which was, yeah. And
that's something I want to add to my house too. I got some throwing knives. I want to have like a nice little section of my backyard where I could just practice whipping them.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Axe throwing's got to be fun though.
It was fun. It was terrifying. I was so nervous. I don't know why. I was so nervous going there. I was like, hey, how's it going? I'm Mike. And she's like super like outgoing. She's like, I'm like nothing bothered her. And I'm like freaking out like I'm 15 again. But it was kind of cool. We were with another group throwing axes.
Yeah.
Plus the way they put the wood up in this place, the axes just bounce off if they don't nail them perfectly.
So yeah, like, I saw that video.
And dodging.
Yeah, I saw that video of that girl that like threw one and turned around and it was coming right back for her head. Yeah. That freaked me the fuck out. Like it didn't hit her, thank God. She moved her head just at the right second as it flew past her fucking head. I was like, oh my God, like fuck that.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you and Beth, man. You deserve some happiness, man, because you're good. Thanks. You're a good guy, man.
You too, dude. Don't forget that. You do. You too do boo boo. I don't know. Fuck it. Words are dumb. Boo boo. Yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's been crazy because for almost half of our relationship, we've been locked up in this apartment together. Like we moved in February together. And we've been it's been about 4.5 months, 5 months in a new relationship in quarantine. So if like there was a way to find out if we got along, it was this way, because if we didn't, we probably would have killed each other by now.
So what's some advice you can give to people that are probably going through the same thing right now in your situation where you're in a new relationship and you're already living together?
Pray to God that you like each other and you share similar interests. And if you don't share them, whatever. I don't know, man. Yeah, we just got real lucky. We love the outdoors, reading, playing. Like, I got her into Stardew Valley because she doesn't play video games, but I got her into that. So,
have you played Animal Crossing?
No, I don't have a Switch.
Okay. All
yeah.
Right.
Oh, I know.
I haven't played in like a month, but like that game is addictive. It's very fucking addictive.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how bad my island looks right now because I've neglected it for so long.
Oh shit.
The Stardew Valley was another one I was kind of interested in.
Yeah, I love that game. And yeah, if you've ever played Animal Crossing, it's like, what Harvest Moon did way back in the day. And this guy made it. It's so good. But like, yeah, we both love, like board games and card games and shit like that. We both like cooking. So we've been lucky and like we matched well. So like I got really lucky. I have no advice outside of spray, get real lucky. Because like if you're in a relationship that's new and you're not sure about it and you're stuck in quarantine together,
that's gotta suck.
That's gotta suck.
That's gotta suck.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say to people that are going through that right now other than yikes. Hopefully things work out. No, in all seriousness, no, if you're not into it, I mean, get out of it. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's actually been reports of an uprise in domestic violence during this whole thing too, and it's sad. It's really sad. If you gotta find yourselves, people. You gotta be happy. You gotta do what you gotta do, and and if you're not happy in the situation you're in, then get out. Like I know it's easier said than done, but you gotta focus on you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but all right. Holy fuck! It's been an hour already.
Oh shit.
Just we can talk about a few other things before I let you go.
Sure.
So we did do a show together back in 2018. We did a benefit show. I don't think I brought it up when I had Doug on here, but I did a benefit show for pulmonary fibrosis and melanoma to honor my dad and to honor my godfather. My dad is still alive, but he has pulmonary fibrosis and is still battling it. But my godfather had melanoma and he passed away a few years ago from it. So I wanted to do something where we played music and just had a good time, and all the proceeds went to those 2 causes. And you were my drummer
Mm-hmm.
for that, and I wanted to thank you again for that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me on that.
Oh,
man.
yeah. I listened to some of the audio not too long ago too, because shout out to Chris from my old band in the Red. He recorded all that.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember that one part. I forgot what song it was, but you just loudly in the background, you're like, I don't want to wear pants anymore. And I'm like, every time I hear that, I fucking die laughing. Like, I forgot what we said. Oh, it was something like, I think I was like, oh, it's getting hot up here. Let me just take my fucking flannel off. And I think John was like, oh, take it off. And then like you said something. And I'm like, no, I'm just taking this off. And you're like, I don't want to wear pants anymore.
That sounds on brand.
And I was just laughing so goddamn hard.
Oh,
but
man.
we played all covers for that show. If anyone's interested, I have the audio files. I can't legally sell them because I don't own the tracks, but I mean, I just give them to you. Road to Travel Podcast at gmail.com if you're interested. There are a couple videos. Maybe I'll share one to the Facebook page one of these days. I still have a ton of video I haven't edited from that show. Haven't had a lot of motivation to do it, to be honest. But
yeah, man, that's fair.
Yeah, but there are some good ones that I did. But that was a lot of fun that night, man. We had a great time. It was a great turnout. We made over $1,000 in charity that day, so it was a great turnout. And thank you again for being a part of that. It really meant a lot to me. So and whenever the fuck we can start hanging out and stuff, like I want to work on this record, and if you're still interested in drumming, let me know.
Hell yeah. I mean, I have all my gear. Like I can record over air and send you tracks or something.
That'd be dope.
Like I'm ready to go. I don't care what kind of music it is.
Did you get your digital drum kit yet?
No, I haven't bought it yet.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. You were talking about that.
I was thinking about it. I have one on the deck, but I'm like, I don't want to pull the trigger yet. I have some, like our basement's still full of shit. I was gonna set that up down there, and I was like, I'm gonna wait before I get stuff that has more cardboard boxes before I get it. But I have my main kit, and I'm able to play it. Thank God. During the day, so I'm working.
You have a really nice kit too, by the way.
Yeah, I love that kit. It's so beautiful. Oh my God. It was like one of the last ones that were sold because it was a limited edition run. So it was like the last one at Sam Ash that I grabbed. I was like, oh, thank God.
I remember Doug was like, yeah, it's still sitting in my basement, like when we were getting together to do the show. And I'm like, oh, fuck, is Mike going to be all right to play drums? Because his kid's been over at Doug's house and he hasn't played drums in a while. Like, is he going to be all right? And you pulled it off, man. Like,
I was so fucking nervous. Every time I fucked up those first few practices, I was like, these guys are going to fucking murder me because I do not. I wasn't even practicing at home. I was practicing on my steering wheel because I didn't have a place to play. And I was so nervous that I was going to, like, during, was it that tantric track? I kept
the first one.
Oh, my God. Oh, I kept fucking that up in practice.
There were a couple songs that were kind of rough, but I mean, it wasn't just you; it was a lot of other people too. But
it was so nice to play. Like, oh my God, it was like going back to a family like an old high school reunion, but of only people that you actually want to see.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was so nice. I miss it so much.
Yeah, and shout out to Jason for taking some awesome fucking photos that night of us. They came out really awesome. So, yeah. So what do you got for future plans, man? Like anything down the pipeline that you want to do, or you and the girlfriend want to do once things start getting a little bit calmer out there?
We're gonna try and survive. I plan on in the short term. I plan on beating Dead Cells, and oh man, like it's so short term. I don't even got a long term right now. Just keep going. That's pretty much it. Just keep going.
What are you playing right now?
Oh God, I signed up for because my Xbox has Game Pass for PC now.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, it's a beta, but like you have to sign into the beta, but I think you just get it now. Yeah. And they also have their streaming service, their Project X Cloud, which is like Stadia for your phone. So like I just plug my controller into it and I stream. I was streaming Final Fantasy 15. Like I didn't download it to my phone. It was legit streaming over the air off the ether. But I've been playing a lot of Hitman 2, finally getting through that because I love that game. Dead Cells I just picked up. What the hell is Senua's Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, which is like kind of like a Dark Souls kind of thing with puzzle solving. Oh my God, it's so good. That's a game about psychosis. It's creepy as shit. You have to listen with headphones.
I can't do that. Like
my
I
God.
love horror. Like I'm a big fan of horror. Like I could sit
Mhm.
through any horror movie and not get like skeeved out or like, you know, like, oh, you know, like, but you put me in a horror game, like whether it's Resident Evil or Silent Hill or whatever, I
Yeah.
bug the fuck out.
Mhm.
My anxiety goes through the goddamn roof. Like I can't do it. Like and like all these guys doing it in VR now. I'm like, fuck that.
Nope.
Fuck
Yeah.
that.
So you haven't played Alien Isolation?
No.
That Alien game? Oh my God. I tried because I'm a baby. Like Senna was cool. It's action based and you listen with headphones. So it's
Yeah.
like you're schizophrenic, like the voices in your head.
Oh
Which
God.
is crazy. And it's got Celtic and Nordic over undertones, which is cool. But Alien Isolation, like I started the game and you're like on like a Nostromo kind of thing and you're walking around and then I heard like I was 20 minutes into the game or half hour, whatever the hell it was, and the alien first makes its appearance. Like you hear it walk behind you, and I had headphones on. It's at that binaural sound.
Nope.
I fucking went, I noped out. I like took my headphones on, ripped them out of the fucking stereo, and turned off my computer. Like, nah, not today, Satan. And I turned that shit off.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Fuck that. Oh my God. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing now for my streams because like I said, I just finished Final Fantasy. I have to play through Mass Effect 2. I got to finish that. And then I got to start 3. It's been so fucking long since I played it, but I love that series.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I'm going to fucking play. I got some games on my Xbox I haven't touched. Maybe I could try some of those out. But like I said, I've been doing like Jackbox with people on Saturday nights. We've been doing Cards Against Humanity and stuff. So trying to keep it somewhat entertaining. And Doug's been really helpful too. Like I had a problem the other night with streaming because I was multi-streaming on Facebook and Twitch for a little while. And for some reason I couldn't connect the other night. And Doug was like, unlink your Facebook. Try it. So I was like, all right. Boom, worked. So now I'm like, all right, well, I guess Facebook, I'm not going to be streaming on Facebook anymore. So
Well, there you go.
what are you going to do? But I don't know. I got to keep my eyes open for some other games. Like, you know, everyone's like talking about The Last of Us. And I'm like, I can't do it. Like, it's another fucking horror. And everyone's like, dude, it's a fucking great game. Like, watch it like a Let's Play. But I'm like, that I could probably do. But like,
I'm not involved. I'm passive.
Exactly.
I can do that shit.
Exactly. Like I can do that, no problem. But like, you know, I had a friend that let me borrow The Last of Us, and I never played it. I was like, nope. It's a zombie game. It's horror themed, and like, yeah, but it's a great story. I'm like, cool, it's a great story, but like, I'm at the edge of my seat, ready to fucking shit myself when something pops out at me. You know what I mean?
Like I don't want to do that. I'm good.
I don't know, but dude, this was great, man. Catching up with you. You know, is there anything you want to plug or talk about before we get going? Or
I wish I had something to plug. I don't know. Hit me up if you want to start a band over the internet. I don't know. There you go.
A drummer for hire.
For hire. I will play fucking Taylor Swift covers if I get to play music. I don't care.
All right, check Mike Castro on Facebook. You know, hit him up if you guys are interested. As for me, you can if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Roads We've Traveled with AJ Pelletier. Hit that bell icon, get notified every time we drop a new video. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple, Google, or wherever you guys get your podcast from. Please rate and review. That's how the podcast gets noticed by other people. Tell a friend to subscribe to. You know, any little bit helps. And if you leave a review, I'll read it on the show. Speaking of reading stuff on the show, you can email us at roadswe'vetraveledpodcast@gmail.com. If you guys have any stories, questions, or how you guys are dealing with Armageddon right now, like I'd love to hear about it. I'll read it on the air. You know, and like us on Facebook, facebook.com/roadswe'vetraveledpodcast to stay up to date with everything going on with the podcast and news and whatever. Sometimes I even share my streams up there for you guys to check out. And speaking of streaming, check me out at twitch.tv/JRBuckleGaming. I just did a video some Jackbox with some friends last night. As you know, I'm recording this on July 19th. This probably won't come up for a couple weeks, but definitely subscribe to the Twitch channel. We got a lot of great stuff up there. We had a lot of funny moments. And check out my portfolio at www.allenm@pelletierjr.com. Hit me up for commission work, whether it's a portrait or a video or logo design, whatever you guys need, hit me up. I'd be happy to work with you. Mike, this was awesome. Thank you very much, man.
I'm glad we're finally able to do it.
Yeah, I can't wait till things calm down a little bit. I'd love to catch up with you in person and, you know, hug you and joke with you and whatever. So, and meet you and meet Beth too. I would love to meet Beth. So give her my best. All right.
I sure as hell will.
All right, brother. You stay safe. We'll talk soon. All right.
All right. You too.
Bye.
Take care.